So like, I don't want to be.
Please make sure you find a seat as soon as you walk in. Please do not stand around. Please find a seat as quickly as possible.
Just tell you, okay, this is going to pick up any conversations. Actually, I need to tell you. Okay. So, I won't talk about you, just watch it, sounds like. Watching. Alright.
Come on in and find a seat as quickly as possible, please.
Boom, Mike. It's very good to pick up conversation. I've heard a lot of interesting conversations throughout my years. So please, during MLK, please do not talk, or it will be live streamed to the little theater, making so everybody in the little theater also hears you. So please just stay quiet, because I don't want you guys saying, hey, can I say your social security number? You know, everyone should know the little theater over here right there. So thank you. Thank you.
Find a seat as quickly as possible. All right, go find a seat and we will get started. going to go ahead and get started. Seems like everybody is in the auditorium. I am Mrs. Holton. Thank you for joining us today. Good morning and welcome to Seaholm's 2025 Martin Luther King Jr. Day Assembly. Each year, we take the opportunity to reflect on the activism and message of Dr. King. This year, the men and women who planned this event chose the following quote from Dr. King to represent the theme this year. "Love is the greatest force in the universe. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos." Take a moment to reflect on what this quote means to you, to your relationships with others, to decisions you make or changes you would like to see. All of those speaking and performing in today's assembly share Dr. King's message of using love to support others, encourage others, celebrate others' successes, and to respect one another. During advisory hour last Thursday, each of you wrote what you loved on a heart, a representation of what brings you joy, happiness, and perhaps comfort, peace, and safety. As a Seaholm community, we have the opportunity on a daily basis to use love as a great and positive force through our actions, words, and how we treat one another. We make a point today to reflect on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream and the opportunity we each have in continuing that dream, despite any obstacles we may face or differences we may have. I ask that each of you use love to be the driving force when you speak to one another, make decisions, or take action. Now, before we begin, or continue, I should say, with today's assembly, please stand so we may recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One last note, when we finish, you will be dismissed. So everybody stay seated until you are dismissed at the end of the assembly. Thank you.
Good morning, Seaholm students and staff. I'm Gabby Hillman, president of Black Student Union, and this is Brandy Rayford, and we are very excited to welcome you to this year's Martin Luther King Jr. program.
Here are a couple of our BSU members, Lauren King and Ruby Jackson, to get us started.
Good morning, Seaholm High. My name is Ruby Jackson.
And I'm Lauren King. We're presidents of BSU, and today we're gathered here to honor and commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
When I offered to help with this year's MLK Assembly, I was asked to speak on the quote, "Love is the greatest force in the universe. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos." I chose this quote this year because I feel as though everybody here could go with using a little bit more love. These simple yet powerful words about Dr. King's teachings remind us that love is transformative. It reminds us that love is not passive. It is a powerful force that moves us to promote understanding, compassion, and unity.
This means one must create a community that is not just accepting of diversity, but that also celebrates it, where each voice is heard and where each person is seen and valued. With this love, people will compel each other in times of great need. The love of the people was what brought about the civil rights movement, and because of its ability to provide courage to walk, protest, and believe in a better future. This was no easy feat. Martin Luther King Jr. faced scorn, threats, and even jail time, but he was undeterred. Genuine change can only begin when one chooses love as opposed to fear, bravery rather than silence, and justice over comfort. He teaches that change comes about not just through large acts, but also through small, everyday actions. Love is the act of doing a good deed for someone or simply making another human smile. It calls for effort and conscious intention to reach out to another person, and it would be such an honor to Dr. King's legacy if he was to work in the love that fuels our world.
Dr. King once said, "Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish." As we step into the year of 2025, let this truth guide us to embrace both our wisdom and our imperfections, and to approach one another with humility and love. Let us remember that love is the light that drives out darkness of division and hate. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos, and it calls us to act with courage, kindness, and grace. Together, let's commit to living lives rooted in love. a love that not only uplifts ourselves, but also strengthens the bonds of our community. Let love be the foundation of building a brighter, more compassionate future. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren and Ruby.
Next up, we put together a video for us to take a moment and to see what our staff says is love in their life.
I love my family the most as in that aspect, but if it's something personal, what I love to do the most would be travel.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Holton. I absolutely love my family first and foremost, but I also love it when people show others respect and kindness.
Most in life, I love my wife, Rochelle. She's amazing. She's a great worker, a great wife. She's a great mom. I just enjoy spending time with her. So, my wife.
I love family most in life.
We love the Lions.
The things I love the most are my family and Michigan State athletics.
Hi everybody, Mr. Torres, and what I love most is just simply my family. I mean, they're the best, they're awesome, and I can't be without them.
I love my family the most. In my life, the three people that I care the most about and love the most, my wife, my two beautiful daughters. Ida is now 3, Winnie is 10 months. My wife is a rock star, she's a great parent, and all 3 of them are angels.
What I love most are my family, my friends, and of course my kids.
The people I love most are my family, my husband, my kids, and I also love my religion.
I love my family, my friends, and my faith the most.
I love my family and my community. My wife and my son.
So I love most my family and my pets and all the friends in my life.
So after Jesus, it would have to be my wife.
I would say I love my family the most.
My family and my dogs.
I love my children!
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nora Salyer, and I am a member of the Black Student Union. Today, we gather to celebrate the life, legacy, and enduring dream of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., a man whose vision reshaped not only a nation, but an entire moral landscape of our world. Dr. King believed that love had the power to overcome hate, power to overcome injustice, and the power to overcome division. His words remind us that love is not just a feeling, but an action. It is standing up for what is right even when it's hard. It is choosing empathy over indifference and compassion over cruelty. But let us not reduce Dr. King's legacy to abstract ideals. His love was courageous. It demanded accountability and a relentless pursuit of justice. He stood in the face of hatred, brutality, and inequality. Yet he never wavered in his belief that love was the answer. He called for nonviolent resistance, not because it was easy, because it was transformative. As we reflect on Dr. King's vision today, we must ask ourselves, how are we embodying this transformative love? Are we building bridges when others build walls? Are we fighting for equality and inclusion within our schools, communities, and beyond? Are we confronting prejudice within ourselves? We are the next chapter in Dr. King's dream. His fight for civil rights didn't end with the passing of laws or the speeches we commemorate. It lives on in every conversation we have, every act of kindness we show, and every time we stand up against injustice. On his letter, Dr. King wrote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Let us take that as a call to action. Today and every day, we must challenge that system that perpetuates inequality and embrace the work of creating a world where love is truly the heartbeat of the moral cosmos. So, as we leave this assembly, let's carry Dr. King's message with us not just with words, but in action. Let us love fiercely, live courageously, and never stop dreaming of a better world. Thank you. Up next to perform is our Seaholm Chamber Choir to sing a piece titled A Hope Lingers On.
Thank you so much, choir. That was amazing. Hello, everyone. I'm Seaholm MLK, and I'm so happy I'm here to speak to all of you. I'm a proud member of the Gender Sexuality Alliance, and we gather here today to celebrate the life and achievements of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a leader with a powerful voice and message. Today's quote talks about universal love. I've been told for a lot of my life, love is a strong word. We first hear the word love when we're little. You most likely heard it from a guardian who raised you. And as we get older, we start associating love with a feeling. This great burst of joy and fleshness, butterflies and safety. Similar to when you enter a warm room after being cold for so long. Love becomes a feeling of familiarity and acceptance. We become aware of the feeling more as we mature and learn more about ourselves. We learn what gives us these butterflies and the feelings of safety. And Today we learn about connection. We also learn how to live amongst each other in this crazy world of uncertainty. Love is a strong word because it brings us together. It is something that you deserve. The effects of love are in this room, shining in each of you unique people. When you walked in today, you sat down next to a friend or someone you knew. You built a connection with them. You probably stayed friends with them because of their personality. You might have found them through a sport, family, social media, or even in a class. Personally, I found my connection through clubs, and especially through the GSA. This club is all about love. And having this club and other clubs further show that regardless of your race, your gender, or your background, you will always be loved. Love is the most universal thing in the world, and it's so beautiful. Being loved keeps me alive. The reason why the heart is the symbol of love because it keeps us all alive. And we have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to thank for this beautiful world. He gave you and me all the opportunity to meet and build connections on equal footing. We don't judge each other for things that we can't control. You can't control your race, you can't control your gender, you can't control your body, you can't control your sexuality. If it wasn't for Dr. King, this room wouldn't be as full as it is now. The friends you're sitting next to, you might have never met if it wasn't for the powerful voice of Dr. King. Clubs like GSA, BSU, and ASA further spread the message of connection and culture. And they still highlight the problems that happen today. If all of us can learn how to open our hearts and learn to be willing to love, that's a whole room of people stopping hatred from spreading. I totally recommend that you guys attend a club meeting or two. Get to know one another. Next year, you might be sitting next to a different friend, a different person, but the love will be the same. I'm so grateful that I can stand up here and speak to all of you today. Please continue to be yourselves and have an amazing day. Now, it's time for our Seaholm Jazz Band to perform Take 5 by Paul Desmond.
thank you, Jazz Band, for that amazing rendition of Take 5. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lucy Jen, and I'm here representing the Asian Student Association. Today, we gather to honor and remember the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who dedicated his life to justice, equality, and above all else, love. When Dr. King spoke about love, he was reminding us that love is not only an emotion, but a powerful choice that we get to make every single day. When I think about Dr. King's words and what they mean to me, I think about how easy it is every day to settle for hate rather than strive for love, how easy it is to walk away when someone hurts us, or how easy it is to fight back with anger and bitterness. In a world full of injustice and extreme division, you may tell yourself too, it's easier to choose hate over love. But to show love is to show great strength and courage. Dr. King showed us that love isn't just about what's easy, it's about what's right. Dr. King never chose the easy path. He lived a life full of racism, injustice, and violence. He very easily could have chosen to respond with anger, but he didn't. He chose love. But not the kind of love that we feel for one another, an active kind of love that requires courage and action. So what does this look like for us Seaholm students? It's not just standing up against bullying, well, that's important. It's about how we choose to treat each other every single day. When we walk through the doors of Seaholm, we must choose love. Choosing love could be as simple as a compliment or as complex as apologizing when you're wrong, even when it's uncomfortable. Choosing love means not settling for what's comfortable. It means confronting the uncomfortable. We must refuse the simple path, rise above division, and not let hate define who we are. So as we continue to honor Dr. King, let us not think of his dream as something impossible, but as something personal and obtainable. Tell yourself that you will not let hate define who you are. Tell yourself you will choose to be something greater, and tell yourself you will choose love. It's not easy, but it's necessary, because when we choose love here at Seaholm and out in the world, we continue to spread the work that Dr. King started. Thank you.
Good morning, Seaholm. My name is Elijah Harper, and today we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose life reminds us of the power of love to transform the world. Dr. King said, "Love is the greatest force in the universe. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos." These words challenge us to live with compassion, courage, and unity. Love is not just a feeling. It is an action that compels us to see the humanity in each other, celebrate our differences, and work together for justice and equality. As we move forward into this year, let us commit to making love the foundation of our actions, letting it guide how we treat one another and how we build our community. In choosing love over hate and understanding over division, we honor Dr. King's legacy and take one step closer to a world rooted in peace and equity. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is just around the corner, and we've got an amazing way to honor his legacy and make a real difference in our community. We're all warm and cozy together this morning, and I'd like us to take a moment to remember that not everyone in our community has this luxury. This year, in honor of Dr. King's legacy, we're running a school-wide sock donation drive to help the homeless guests at Hope Shelters of Pontiac. Hope Shelters is doing some wonderful and hard work. Hope provides safe and judgment-free shelter, innovative programs, and public advocacy to end homelessness. Hope is committed to helping each guest resolve their homelessness and identify a network of supportive services delivered in a trauma-informed setting. And we want you to be a part of this. Now, I know you're thinking, really, socks? Didn't we do that in 4th grade? But here's the thing, socks are one of the most needed items in homeless shelters, especially during the winter. And you also have a different perspective now, and I hope you can realize that a seemingly small donation can make a difference to someone else. As we channel and reflect on Dr. King's quote, "Love is the greatest force in the universe, it is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos," That love is what we're sharing with our community when we come to help together to help others. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to bring in brand new socks, still in the packaging, fresh from the store. We cannot accept, nor do I really want your used socks. So, the week after exams, January 27th through the 31st, you're going to bring the socks to your advisory class. Listen for the announcements on when to bring those in. Teachers will be providing you with a way to collect those. The advisory class with the most donations will win a prize from Stuco. So yes, there's definitely some friendly competition on the line. Who doesn't want to be the class with the most heart and the most socks? When we donate socks, we're not just giving a physical item, we're spreading the love that Dr. King talked about. We're showing that we care about others and that we're keeping them warm, both literally and figuratively. So let's put that love into action. Bring in your socks, support your advisory class, and let's make this Martin Luther King Jr. Day one to remember and really show Hope Shelters what Seaholm Maples can do when we all come together. Let's keep some feet and hearts warm. So now I'm going to hand this back over to Gabby and Lauren to close out our assembly. Thanks, everyone.
We would like to thank you all for joining us as we honored the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. And that will conclude this year's 2025 Martin Luther King Day Assembly. As you continue on with life, we encourage you all to lead with love because love is what fuels the moral compass.
We would also like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Holton, Mrs. Martin, and Dr. Wilhelm for helping us bring this assembly to life. Also, we love if you all would join us on Thursdays at 3 p.m. in A105 for our weekly Black Student Union meetings. Thank you.
Let's welcome all speakers back out here on the stage and give them another round of applause, as well as our choir and jazz band. They did an awesome job today. This assembly is truly student-led, and they do an awesome job every single year. So, like they said, that concludes our assembly for today. I know that we finished a little bit early, so we have about 14 minutes left of advisory. So at this time, you are going to return to your advisory classroom. So you are going to advisory, and then we'll be on a normal schedule the rest of the school day. Thank you again.